Don't you just love those moments when you press record and they never record? So I just thought I recorded a whole video for the weather games. I'm gonna start playing the airplane game to slow his brain down a little bit before I go back and re-record with Gus the weather games. I might not even record with him, so you might not get a example with Gus. It depends. Anyways, let's get into this airplane game video. How we're gonna do it is I have Gus I have him in a down now, but I know he's just really tired. If you want to have your dog in a sit, that's perfectly fine. If you want them on a boundary, that's perfectly fine as well. It really doesn't matter. You can play this game however you want. Gus. So if you have, if you are a person who has ever raised a baby, has a baby, or has had a baby in the past, hey, down. You will be very familiar with this game. So all you're going to do is pretend this one piece of kibble, Gus, is the spoon of baby food that you are going to feed to your child. Down. Yes. And I want to get him into the game. Come here. Down. This is going to be really difficult for him because he is not great, yes, at, yes, good boy. Down. At holding positions. So this is going to be a helpful game, yes, for that as well as slowing his brain down. No. Yes. So if he lunges for the food, then I'm going to pull my hand back and say no. And then if he doesn't lunge at the food, yes, I'm going to say yes and give him that reward. I'm holding the food in my hand because he's kind of nipping at me. So I don't want, it hurts, so I don't want him to keep nipping at me. So it's really simple. That's all the airplane game is. I ran out of food very quickly, much more quickly than I thought I would, but think like you're feeding a baby. That's really it. The whole goal is to slow down your dog's brain, get them to think, use their brain, and focus. This will boost their calmness. It'll boost their focus on you. It will help just once you can slow down their brain. So before this, he was playing those weather games. He was all high energy. Now you can see he's a little bit calmer. He's still moving around pacing. I would prefer that he would be laying down, but he's still just a 10-month-old puppy. The more I play this game, the more easily he'll be able to relax and just be able to chill out. After this clip will be more examples of me playing with other dogs who are a little bit more experienced. So I'll talk over those as well and give you some more tips with that.
All right, so again, we have Mufasa. I'm asking him to be in a sit, and then I'm just slowly bringing the food towards him. If he reaches for the food before I release it, then I am just pulling it back like I did in that first rep, and then trying again. It's very, very, very similar to what you do with babies. I'm using both hands. I'm coming in from multiple directions. I noticed that from the right side was a little bit too difficult for him, so I did something else that I knew was easier, and then I went ahead and tried that again. This was a lot more difficult instead of coming straight into him. And eventually he got it. I kept making it easier for him. Again, so here's Apollo. He had a little bit more difficulty with this. For some reason, I have not played this game much with him. So getting him to stay in that down position was a little bit difficult. He kept trying to come up towards it. So again, I made it easier for him. I made it easier for him to succeed. So I started coming in low, about eye or head level. And then eventually I start moving the food higher and higher and higher. We want to make sure our dogs succeed. We don't want them to fail over and over and over again. That's how they get discouraged. That's how they stop wanting to play with you. And that's how you kind of ruin your relationship a little bit as well. So I I ended up breaking it up with some orientation game because I know with the weather games, and then I played this right after, I just really wanted to build him up and make sure that his confidence was pretty intact. And so I rewarded him for going into that down when I asked. And again, I'm just playing that simple airplane game. He got up. I just asked for a down again. Oh, he actually was hearing other noises. So I asked for the down, but then he looked for some type of noise. That's when I added my DMT, and I just rewarded that. Then I re-queued the down. He went into the down, and everything was great. Here, I'm just doing my simple airplane games again. So that was too high for him. He got out of it. I retried, and he did perfectly. Again, I'm breaking it up because that was a little harder. Here, he's itching. So that could be, I don't know, something was in his ear, or this game is stressing him out a little bit too much. So that would tell me I would need to play it on a bed, on a boundary, to make it a little bit easier for him, or even just have two completely different sessions. Maybe play weather games one day and then airplane game the next, or have them at least a couple hours apart instead of back to back. So I finish off with playing the orientation game. And now I have Atlas. Again, I played this right after the weather games, so he's still a little chaotic and high energy after this. So you can kind of see how it slows him down a little bit. In the beginning, he's a little bit more grabby than I would like, but he eventually slows down just a little bit. You can see his body language just relax just a tiny bit, not a lot. His panting becomes a little bit less. He focuses a lot more. And that's what I really, really like about this game, is it really just helps them calm down. So again, I'm doing all different ways. Atlas tends to be my star of most things, most games. So I make it more difficult for him, change the positions, change my hand, and just really look at the dog in front of me. So going back to back to back with a bunch of dogs is hard, but you got this. Everyone can do it.